Welcome back, folks. It has been 5 freaking years since I started playing World of Tanks. I learned a lot of stuff, mostly not to go by yourself and not to YOLO, yada yada, and I have amassed a few vehicles, about 200 of them. So for this video, it's more of a record of all the stuff I learned and all the vehicles I have up to this point for future references. So stay tuned about my vehicle and my garages. And today is base app failed or something for the North America server, so you cannot play a few games. I was going to play artillery, it failed, so I was bored and looked around the actual stats of my account. It's been 5 years, surprisingly, so I made the account on June 9th, installed the game. It took like 12 hours, so actually I started playing on the 10th, the day afterwards, but whatever. But yeah, here is my account, yada yada. Here are my rewards, yada yada. No Anni Heroes Medal, none of that because that's super hard to get. Kill 14, Jesus. And participation rewards, yada yada. Here are my stats. I started playing artillery because that did not freeze the game when you're in artillery mode. When you're in the normal mode, it was laggy because my computer sucked back then. So I started playing artillery. Then I move on to tank destroyers, sniping tank destroyers because they don't get into the action, doesn't cause that much frame drop or low FPS. So I started playing Germans because of the accuracy and the artillery. And when I got a better computer, I moved on to the Shermans and the KV-1s. So I have an even balance or so of German, American, and Russian. But the rest are like whatever, experimental. And I usually play tank destroyers. I moved on to mediums and heavies later on, but it's a fair balance. I don't like playing low tiers. I mostly play tier 8 and high tiers. Low tiers are boring. People die too easily and noobs and yada yada. Low tiers are really boring. Unless you play the original T18, but that got nerfed into the ground. So, ugh. And my top vehicle is artillery. My second top vehicle is artillery. My 6th top vehicle is artillery. KV-2 is artillery as well. ISU is basically artillery, but with penetration, and T29 is super OP. So yeah, sniperish, artillery, and one heavy tank. So I mostly play snipers. Yeah. Started out with the Stug 3G. I love this vehicle. Move on to the Ferdinand, which I sold, and then the first the first high tier large vehicle I got was the Jagdpanzer E100. Actually, that's not the first. The first was the Waffenträger off E100, but that got replaced. Next was the Jagdpanzer E100, and then I bought the FE4202, which got replaced with the Centurion Action X. That's basically my history. Now, what I recommend you starting out as a new player for World of Tanks is first, check this button. Check this checkbox, which is record all your battles. So this will save all your battles into one folder on your main directory files. The files are not that big, it's about 1 megabyte or 2, and I do recommend you saving all of them because sometimes you will get amazing games, like super awesome games that you just randomly play, and somehow you forgot to save it, and there's no record of it. It happened to me. I was facing 1 versus 8 or 1 versus 9 on Himmelsdorf on a top tier Sherman Jumbo. I actually won that game. It was crazy, but did not save the files, so that sucked. But here is my record with my Sherman Jumbo. As you can see, the pool is metal, 1 versus 8 or 9. I killed like 11 people then. It was nuts. And I got the destroy 5 enemy vehicles while having 5 modules damage. And back then there were no reusable consumables. All your stuff are damaged or people are killed or injured. And that was a crazy game. Kolobanovs, all the good stuff. Did not save that game file. That was like 8.4 patch or 8.5. Super disappointed. So yeah, make sure you save your files. Second, buy stuff in bulk. Buy stuff like consumables in bulk. and buy spare equipments while they're on sale. So I usually buy a spare of equipments, like what you should usually do in real life, pertaining to your regular stuff like your car tires or whatever. But buy a spare. This will save you money, and it will give you a lot more opportunities to buy vehicles and put stuff on them without putting too much credits into it. This will help you save money. And same goes with the tanks. So buy special tanks when they're on sale, not vehicles that you do not want, like the stupid BDR. It's a piece of crap. So basically buy stuff in bulks. And lastly, a tip for beginners is start out slow. You don't have to go really fast. Make sure you're comfortable. Make sure you set up all your controls correctly with the ergonomics, keyboard settings, whatever. Make sure you have a proper reticle. Make sure all the stuff are properly checked, so you have all the data, all the files. Look into XVM if you want that or not. Look into all the mods you could get, as well as the different settings for the graphics depending on your computer. So ergonomics is very important, and change the consumables to X, Z, X, and C for the 4th, 5th, and 6th. This is for the consumables you use, and normally you don't want to put your index finger or your pointing finger all the way from the F key or the D key to the number 5 or number 4. Basically stretch out your finger, and that hurts. So spider finger thingy majig, you don't want to press that. Ergonomics, pro stuff. So let's get through all the vehicles I have in the garage. And today is base app crash day, so nobody plays the game. That was fun. So T1 E6 collects dust. It was a gift, so whatever. Same goes for the combat car, collects dust. I mean, it's a 50 caliber. If you want the stats of the 50 cal for all the guns, secondary guns on the high tiers, it has like 27 millimeters of pin. So basically you could wreck vehicles without armor, like the Waffentraggers or some artilleries with the machine gun. That would be great. That would be OP. But hey, Locust, I bought it 50% off of gold when we had gold per month from Tank Rewards. That was nice, but never played it. Yep, this was a disappointment, a gift for this year with 1.0, but they nerfed the crap out of the gun, so it's a 2-shot, not a 20-shot. Chafee, always good. I always loved my Chafee. It was OP back then. Well, not OP, but it was considerably very good back then, but got nerfed. Same goes for the T-37, so OP light tanks if you know how to play light tanks. T-71 was my original light tank, preferred light tank to spot. Did almost all my personal missions with this vehicle, and it's autoloader. They nerfed it, obviously, nerfed the penetration and stuff, and they nerfed the Bulldog. Originally it had like 10 rounds in the clip for the autoloader. They nerfed it. What a piece. Son of a... That was lame. T-49, it's artillery, a KV-2 on a light tank chassis. I never noticed how big this vehicle was. Like compared to the Sherman, yeah, that thing is huge. It's basically a medium, but has a large ass gun that blows the turret off in real life, firing the high explosive rounds. You can also use the 90mm, which is actually pretty decent as well. Sherman, yeah, Americans love Sherman. Yep. For me, Sherman improved. What a joke. Ram 2, not a bad joke, but I don't really play it for crew training, and I don't play low tiers, so low tiers are boring. Sherman Easy 8, why don't you have one? You should have one. Everybody has one. Sherman Jumbo, one of my favorites, just crushes. It's basically an Object 430U at tier 6 without the penetration, but you have high explosive for the trade-off. Firing high explosive dirt gun at people. Purging is purging. Don't have the T20 because T20 is meh. Doesn't have the turret armor, so I did not play it. Recording video, I'll talk later. T69. Buff this vehicle. It's been so rare to see one of these, like really rare to see a T69 in the field. I love mine. I mean, it's an autoloader. It's like the original Projecto M35, but it's not as fast as a Projecto, but you could bounce a few shots if you get lucky. Super Pershing is Super Pershing. Sorry, I'll talk later. Super Pershing is Super Pershing. Yeah, I mean, this vehicle has been controversial in World of Tanks history. People want their money back. It got nerfed, then it got buffed, and it got changes all the way around. I'll talk later, please. You're already in the video. T25 Pilot. It's a marathon. It was for free. T46 Patton. Basically a T47 with the boob on the hull. T47 doesn't have the boob, has a different hull, but this thing got buffed like crazy. I mean, now you can bounce a lot of shells with the turret. Surprisingly, it's rounded 215. So unless you shoot the upper section of the cupola, this turret is pretty strong now. Originally it was mediocre, but now it's crazy. And it has like crazy DPM too. For a tier 9, that's like ridiculous. Oh, this thing. One of my favorites, T54E1. Yeah, it's like playing with a T57 Heavy at tier 9. Not bad. And it's a medium. You could bounce a few shots if you're lucky, but don't depend on the armor. Yada. It's a trollish of a hull. It's the Patton's hull, but the gun encasement for the oscillation of the turret is also pretty sloped. So you could bounce a few shots, but love mine. And here is the Patton. Recently got it after the buff to the cupola. It's crazy good. I mean, depends on how fast you move, how strong you turn the turret. This thing is actually pretty decent. And I prefer this vehicle over the Centurion Action X because it's actually smaller. And the turret is a lot more reliable than the Action X. So I do like my American mediums. T14, it's basically a medium, but a heavy, but the same. Mostly, it was a tank rewards gift, so I got it for free. T29 had this vehicle for a long time. Here was my original crew from the Sherman that I wrecked a lot of the people. Where's the Bruta medal? What was it? This crew? Well, it's not this crew, but still, you can get a lot of stuff from the T29. I mean, this turret is super strong. And here is the vehicle a lot of people complain about, the T32. Penetration sucks, always has been, always will be, but yeah, accuracy also sucks. 0.41 for American gun, 105 as well. God, the accuracy sucks, now when I think about it. But yeah, 100% for my T32, marks of excellence. Why is this thing still here? Sell it. Oh well, whatever. Here is the T34. The second marathon reward that we got from the introduction of marathons. The original one was the IS-6, the next one was the T-34, got it for free, well technically worked it and got it for free, and same goes for this vehicle, the black version. Ugh. Black marathon last year, that was fall, right? That was November actually, fall, October-ish, whatever. M103, love mine. It got buffed with the HD rework. So, technically, I like the Conqueror more, surprisingly, but I still like my M103. And I played a lot of the E5 originally when it was OP. And it took a lot longer for Wargaming to nerf this vehicle than the Object 268 version number 4, surprisingly. So, they did not nerf this vehicle for about a year. And afterwards, they nerfed the cupola. But yeah, this thing was pretty good. I mean, high explosive anti-tank shells would bounce off of the cupola. That was how good this cupola was back then. They nerfed it. T57 Heavy, always been a autoloader for me as well. Don't usually play a lot of autoloaders. Now I prefer the Italians because it's more flexible, but T57 Heavy has a lot of DPM, so I just, yeah, have one. A lot of the vehicles I do have. T67, the original T49. It's basically a Hellcat at tier 5. Why don't you have it? It's one of the most OP vehicles you could have. It has no armor, but then again, who cares? It doesn't matter that much. The Jackson, it's also pretty good. A lot of people like the Hellcat over the Jackson, but still, I mean, it's a Jackson. It's still pretty good. It carries more ammo than the Hellcat. As for the Hellcat, yeah, 100% for the Hellcat. Yes! Still here. And I still love this vehicle. Back then, it was one of the most OP tier 6, along with the KV-1S and the FE-304. They nerfed it. T25AT, don't know why I have this, but I somehow like this vehicle because the 10 degrees of gun depression. Yeah, it has 10 degrees of gun depression. The gun's pretty comfortable when you think about it. It is the T32's gun, a lot more accurate, a lot less aim time required, and somehow the model is screwed up by Wargaming. This is not a vehicle mod, skin mod, so the marks of excellence is messed up. Alright, fine, whatever. One of the vehicles I love the most aesthetically is this thing. It is basically super alien looking thingamajig. I only play one battle in this vehicle. I only play one battle with my T30 crew. I won it by dealing about 2,500 damage, got the mastery badge. I stopped playing. That's it. One and done. Perfect record. Perfect record of 100% win ratio, but this thing is surprisingly trollish, and somehow it's pretty decent in a tier 7 1 versus 1 tournament setting. So I mean, I love the shape of this vehicle. It's just stupid looking. It has boob in the back. It's based off of a piece of plywood or just driftwood that Wargaming bought off the internet, bought off eBay, and they made a vehicle out of it. I guess they hold the rights to the model of this vehicle, right? I don't know. Doom Turtle is Doom Turtle. You should have one. It's the Doom Turtle. And T30 is basically the original heavy tank, but they made it a tank destroyer after like patch 8.1 or something, and introduced the E4 and E3 and other stuff. But yeah, it's basically playing the T34 or the T29 with a large ass gun. Haven't played mine in like a long time, but whatever. Dust Collector, Panzer 2D, Panzer 1C is, you should have one, why not? Oh, the Toily 3, this was a gift, right? Yeah, it was a gift. Nobody plays it. I don't play low tiers. German light tanks, I'm not particularly fond of German lights, so I don't usually play it. This is basically a medium in terms of size, so I don't play my Germans much. Or German lights much, but I love my Panzer IV, and it's a Panzer IV-H. Why don't you have one? It's classic. And Panzer Kampfwagen T25, the Czechoslovakian version without the autoloader at tier 5, the original Czechoslovakian for the Germans until they introduced the Czechs. Panzer IV-S, this was a tank rewards gift or reward, I guess. Got it for free. Bought this. Bought the Panther M10 when it was like 30% off or something. I mean, it got buffed. It got really buffed. And still, we're waiting on the preferential matchmaking changes. This has preferential matchmaking, so we'll see. I mean, it's like an E25, but not as small. Panther 2, couldn't bear to sell this thing. I don't know why. I have a soft spot for Panthers and Tigers, so I kept mine. I mean, it's not that good, but I don't know. Didn't come to terms with selling it. The Panzer 58 Mutz. It's the Mutz. Same goes for the Schwarz Panzer 58. I thought this vehicle was decent. Now with all the power creep, it feels like average compared to like the Projecto M35. Just like whatever. E50, the original king of tier 9 medium. One of the kings of tier 9 medium. Actually, this is the queen. The king is the T54, but pull all my female crews, so do all the wreckage, all the stuff. T55A, German free, well, not free, tank rewards, not tank rewards, the campaign mission for personal missions, but I still play my T54 more, surprisingly. And surprisingly, I could put my female crew from the E50 into this vehicle. Haha, I planned it. I planned all of it. So, female crew with special personal missions, reward tanks, yada yada. Love my Tiger, so kept my Tiger. Almost 100%, damn it. Oh well. It's a Tiger. It's not a heavy tank. It's like a fat medium with a lot of DPM. That's how you should play it. It doesn't have armor compared to other tier 7s, but hey. Tiger 2, love mine. Historical perspective, but kept mine, and yeah, almost 100%. Somehow I have a 64% win ratio in this vehicle. The Tiger 2 is not that great. Well, okay. The Luva, I bought it off of gold discount of 15%, I think, or 30% from the New Year's, but I love this thing. Originally, I bought the high tier premiums like the Yak Tiger 88 or the special preferential matchmaking premiums because they're going away. Never thought about buying the Luva. After I bought the Luva, it's actually pretty good. The turret is very strong, surprisingly. It has only 120, but it's very well rounded. So yeah, Luva, buy one if you get the chance. E75, it's an E75. It was considered one of the best tier 9 heavies back then, but recently there were a lot of power creeps, so this thing got foreshadowed. Oh well. This thing got buffed. Originally it was super crap. Originally the hull armor sucked, but afterwards with the HD remodel they buffed it to like 200mm, the same as the mouse. So basically this is a mouse at tier 9 before the introduction of the Moishin, the mouse Chan. And yeah, you should have one of these as well because how OP it was. E100 Fat Man, you got you're basically spamming high explosive anti-tank shell. That's what you're good for. This thing needs some love. Like, I don't know, put space armor on the turret, but I don't know, I mean, give it better accuracy or something. Give it better DPM or accuracy or all of it. But it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good compared to the 705A. It doesn't feel good compared to the new stuff, the 60 TP Lavaskigo, the Polish tier 10 heavy tank with large alpha, 750. But yeah, buff this thing, please. I mean, it's German. Nobody buffs German tanks. The mouse, yeah, it got buffed. The mouse was ridiculously buffed in terms of the armor. You had this strip right here, as well as some of the parts of the between the tracks and other stuff. But yeah, this thing was the original Type 5 without the high explosive madness. And you should have one of these because it bounced a lot of shells. It bounced a lot of shells. And there's no weak spot at the front. Unless you're shooting gold shell directly at the cheeks on the turret or on the lower plate. But if you're angled, it's a little bit difficult. So that's the mouse. 80% win ratio. Hetzer, got a Hetz. You need to have one, obviously, it's a Hetzer. I love Stugs, so I have all the Stugs. Stug 3B, the Stug 3G. I still kept mine, moved the crew, but I love the shape of it. It's a Panzer IV, basically. Panzer III actually, but still, same concept. And Panzer IV, Stug 4, Panzer IV. Sturmgeschütz, Panzer IV. Dicker Max was free from the tank rewards. Bought the Kruppsteier Waffenträger when it was 30% off. I actually like this. They buffed the engine power. Couldn't get a mastery badge yet, but right now I don't have that much time to play it, so it's the Tiger L71, right? L71 88mm. E25 is the E25. It was given out for free, but I actually bought it before that. I bought it off of the gold discount when it was in the tech tree, and then they give it out for free. Got the gold back, so I bought the SU-12244 afterwards. That was fun. Romtel Borsig, oh, it's a Romtel Borsig. You should have one. It's pretty good. Well, yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, Yak Tiger 88. Oh, bought this recently when it was back in the tech tree. So yeah, originally this vehicle should be buffed in some way or fashion with the preferential matchmaking thingamajig, but how the hell are you going to buff this thing? I don't know. Hull armor is 250. That pertains to the superstructure, not the upper plate. So we'll see. This thing I got off of Halloween event for free. That was amazing. Loved it, and I use it constantly to make credits. It is pretty good. I mean, unless you're playing the Defender or some other like OPS tier 8 premium, this is actually very good. I mean, because it has always been pretty good, but got it for free! Lucky, that was lucky. So, Panzer IV, Waffenträger. I love mine. It's basically the Romtel Borsig on a Panzer IV. The only weak spot about this vehicle is the stupidly low module health for the engine. If you get hit in the hull, your engine breaks. All the time. That's stupid. That is dumb. And it doesn't have the Rumta Borsig camouflage, but fine, whatever. Yak Tiger is the Yak Tiger. You should have one. It's historical, significant. It looks pretty beastie as well. This gun is amazing. It has a lot of DPM too. Yeah, crazy DPM. Good accuracy, like crazy accuracy, fast aim time. It's just a little bit slow for the vehicle, but it's a assault gun. You should play it like one. Alright, give us the waffle tractor off E100, please. 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 Yak Panzer E100, 420, blaze it up. Big ass gun, don't care about your stupid armor. Yeah, this vehicle is fun. For all my German crew. I don't know why, I just felt like it. It doesn't, I mean, it has served me well with the reload and all this stuff. Alright, sure. Ah, my favorite artillery until you got nerfed. Damn it. 9.15 was it? 9.15 with the artillery nerf. All the stupid crap. I played this vehicle a lot. Like, a lot. How many vehicles, how many battles you fought? Yeah, 1,500. About. Yeah, it's an old crew. Here is another one. Training from the GW Tiger P into the GW Tiger. Already unlocked the GW E100. But artillery is artillery. I play a lot of battles in it. Artillery is fun. There's no responsibility for all your actions and other stuff. Alright, we are almost done. We're halfway, hopefully. We're talking about Russians now. Gift, so whatever. Collects dust. Only play like what? How many battles I played? 2? Lost both of them. This one, the Tetrarch, it was a gift. This is very nice. This is a very nice vehicle. Put optics or something on it. It's pretty good. Artillery, play like 2 battles of it. I quit. LTP, play like 5 battles of it. Then I quit. It's a free gift. Same goes with artillery, the BT7 artillery. Valentine 2, I actually bought it. And bought it off of Valentine's Day. When it was like, what, 50% off or something? It's actually pretty decent when it's top tier. Actually, it's always top tier. So, super preferential matchmaking. And when you're going up against the gift that was given out in Valentine's Day with the MTLS that was given out for free because World of Tanks 1.0 was given out the MTLS, you use this thing to crush the freaking tier 3 MTLS. That was nuts. LTTB, originally it was at tier 7. I loved it at tier 7. At tier 8, it's a little bit more wonky-ish. I don't know. T-54 light tanks got female crews, so it's pretty good. Haven't figured out how to play this thing well yet, but stats wise, it's still pretty decent. Gift. Yep, last year's gift. You can get this off of tank rewards as well. So it's the KV-1's gun on the T28. Yeah, OP. Matilda 4. I don't play this thing. I didn't buy it. It's from tank rewards as well. Collects dust. Same goes with the T-34-85M. That was a marathon last year, but well, tank rewards as well. But yeah, this is pretty good. It's a Sherman Jumbo-esque of a T-34. So bought back the KV-13 because of the stupid ISM. I thought it was the KV-13. Bought it back. Started training. Horseshit. It wasn't. It wasn't from the KV-13. It was from the IS. Oh, damn it. T-44. Still working my way towards the 430. Well, not the 430. I forgot the name. Yeah, the 430. Yeah. So many vehicles. I forgot the names of this stuff. And we still have the frontline version. Black. T-54 model number 1. This thing has been buffed. I've been using it constantly in front lines. It's pretty good. The armor is astoundingly good for a medium. And when it's top tier, in a tier 8 matchmaking of front lines, holy crap, that was nuts. Marathon for the T-44-100. Yeah, it's pretty decent. Not as much armor. Yeah, only 90 for the hull, 120. The king of tier 9 mediums. Had my female crew. So, yep. Object 140. Well, Still have a pretty decent crew. And I love the T62A more for some reason. I think it's more comfortable, but I played a lot of the Object 140, so I just got the T62A. I mean, both Russian mediums are good. You just need to know how to play them. Not play them too aggressively. That's the key point. KV1 is a KV1. Dude, it's like freaking KV1. You get pools medal and stuff. Yeah, pools medal and a bunch of stuff by wrecking noobs with high explosives or the 85mm. This thing is too good. I mean, if you know how to play this thing's good. Gift. Fast firing gun, obviously, but it's a meme. Perpetual matchmaking tank, so we'll see how that goes. Marathon for this thing. What did I this thing check? But yeah, this thing is KV3 as a tier 5 for the hull, basically. That's nuts. And the good old KV2. You should have one. Yeah. There are some vehicles that you should have. KV2 is one of them. Firing high explosives. How many skills do I have? 5? 5. Working on 5. IS is the IS. Originally one of the best tier 7 heavies, along with the KV1S at tier 6. They nerfed it, obviously. That sucks. Sold the KV85 because I was pissed off how terrible it was. KV4 is KV4. Haven't played this vehicle in a long time. It's the KV Fortress, yada yada. You should have the IS-3. It's one of the best tier 8 heavies out there. Yeah, you should have an IS-3, right? Marathon. First ever marathon for the release of the Japanese mediums, and that was 8.9 or something. So right, like 6 months after I started playing World of Tanks, they have a marathon for it. So you have to play like tier 6 or something, tier 4 plus, and play like 100,000 XP per nation, up to 7 nations back then, with the introduction of the Japanese. Got it for free. Well, yeah, it's been collecting dust. 3 marked mine, but buff this thing, please. It's one of the vehicles that you should pretty much buff a lot because the gun sucks. Yeah, 175mm of pen, garbage accuracy, garbage aim time. Armor doesn't protect you as much as it did before the power creep and other stuff. Black version, marathon. IS-3A, yeah, pretty good. It was a gift. So, it got, I mean, should we get the auto reloading system for this vehicle as well? I mean, this will separate it from the IS-3 pretty much, but doesn't have it, so I think it has the autoloader on the Blitz version, and Blitz version sounds pretty good. Sounds, I don't know, yeah. T10 is T10. You should have one. It's a medium. It's pretty decent. If you already have it, you get this vehicle for free. It's pretty ridiculous. Side armor is basically impenetrable to large guns. Hull armor is 130. That's a lie. Hull armor is 45. 45 is good against vehicles of caliber under 140. 135. 135. Math sucks. But if you're facing something like the 140 from the Type 5 or Type 4, it gets pinned. So the side armor is good, but it only goes up to 135mm caliber wise. If they have a larger caliber like 155, 152, you get screwed. STI is the STI. It's still better than the IS-4. I have it. IS-4 is the originally, wasn't this like tier 9? That was a really long time ago, I think. But yeah, I rage sold. The first ever tier 10 that I rage sold is this vehicle. I bought it back, but I rage sold it to buy the IS-7. I love the IS-7 a lot more than the IS-4. So I bought back the IS-4 for whatever reasons. I was bored with credits, I guess. But IS-7 is IS-7. You should have one. It originally was one of the best tier 10 heavies. It got nerfed, and now it got buffed afterwards. Object 260, I thought it was OP. It's still pretty good, but in the current meta, you have super armor, so you have to fire a lot more high explosive anti-tank, and this thing only has 30 rounds. That sucks. SU-85i, bought it half off. Yeah, pretty good. This thing is OP if you know how to play it. Not as OP as the SU-76i at tier 3, but then again, it's not available in the gift shop. Like, I saw the release of the SU-76i for like 20 minutes. And then they took that off because it was OP. SU-100Y, this was a gift, but it's a SU-100Y. It's a large ass box cannon. Stupid. It's derivative of the IS-7 gun, I think, but that's at tier 6. SU-100M1, I 3-marked mine before it got weirdly changed. So now the armor is somehow good, surprisingly, but the accuracy of the gun got nerfed like super hard. It's not sniping anymore, and they nerfed the DPM, so it's more of a lower tier 268 version number 4, but I never played it afterwards. I mostly focus. I love this vehicle when it was sniping based, not a assault gun based. So I haven't tried it, and don't have that much time to play it. SU-122-44, bought it when it was comparison with the E25. That was a long time ago, about 3-4 years ago, but yep. I mean, it's still. I mean, currently it's all right. Originally, well, it was OP. Now it's okay. ISU-152. They nerfed it. They nerfed the penetration. Son of a bitch! Back then, this gun was pretty good for a tier 8 because of the penetration. 279 millimeters of pen, large alpha, high DPM, garbage accuracy, garbage aim time, but I made it work. But now it's just 260 millimeters of pen. Son of a bitch. Alright. Object 263. I love the SU-122-44 and SU-122-54 as well. But got this thing. This thing is not as good, mostly because of the lower plate. Lower plate sucks. Ugh. Just buff the lower plate. It will be so much better. Nope. Not happening. Object 704, ISU at tier 9. It's still good, but compared to the ISU one-shots tier 6s. It one-shots like Shermans or T-34-85s or VK-3601P or something, but this thing doesn't one-shot anything. Tier 7s have more health. Oh well. Almost done, folks. Holy crap, 40 minutes. Me taking a look at the tanks I have in my garage. Dust collector, same goes for the T7 combat car. Howitzer gun, mostly for the memes. I bought one for the memes. Matilda, it's freaking broken. At tier 4, I mean, unless it's like bottom tier, but if it's top tier, Jesus, you don't kill this thing if it's top tier, unless you shoot a lot of gold shells with big caliber guns, like 76mm from Russians. Crusader, love mine. It was originally a light tank. They changed it to a medium, but hey. Matilda Black Prince, a gift, a reward from Tank Rewards. Don't play it, it sucks. Cromwell is Cromwell. You should have one. Cromwell's Cromwell. AC4, Sentinel tank, experimental. It was a marathon or Tank Rewards as well. Play like once of it, then I stopped. It's pretty good. Like, it's the same concept. Play once, get the mastery badge, perfect record, and I stop. Comet is the Comet. You should have one. It's pretty good, and mostly because of DPM. I mean, you could spam gold shell, but DPM 2,500 for tier 7. That's amazing. Centurion got buffed, mostly with the turret, and as well as the engine power. Originally, it had like 40 kilometers per hour top speed. Now it has like 50. Yep. But it buffed mostly the armor on the turret, and that was a big deal. FE4202, I got it for free because originally I already have it at tier 10. It's alright. Still power creep compared to the 551 and coming soon Chimera, but that thing got nerfed. Well, 7-1 yeah, 7.1 and 7.1. You should have one. One of the best gun in the game. Other than the gold shell. Gold shell is HESH, so you cannot penetrate high armor targets, but the normal shell should be good against high armor targets. So you use the HESH for low armor targets and you deal more damage. Yep. Action X Centurion, love or hate, it's like 60% for me. I like the patent more, but I still kept mine. I mean, I like the original FE4202 a little bit more, I think. A little bit more because of the size. Excelsior! You are a T14 that's not as good. Basically it. Yeah, mostly with the gun. The gun sucks. Yeah, penetration for the gun sucks. Unless you're derping out a lot of gold shell. In that case, yeah, sure, why not? But Talk 2, you should have one. It's also a marathon reward as well, I think. No, it was, I bought mine. I bought mine for 30% off, but large ass vehicle that I do not actually play anymore because this thing gets chewed up like crazy. Carnarvon got buffed because holy crap, the gun's great now. 32 pounder. I have the 20 pounder modeled, but this thing got buffed like crazy. Conqueror is the Conqueror. I love it more than the M103. Super Conqueror is the Super Conqueror. Why do I have a low win ratio with the Super Conqueror? It's OP. I don't know. I suck in it. I suck in it, but yeah, this thing is good. I like this thing. Even though I have a low win ratio, this thing is actually good. This thing sucks. This thing is dead. I mean, buff the side armor in the frontal hull, maybe. The hull armor is really crap for this gun. If you're side scraping, you can shoot right here at the base of the turret. This will pin. This part of the armor sucks. I bought it for the legacy vehicle thing. Whatever. Tortoise, yeah, they got buffed. Cupola's like 250-ish now. It's crazy for the cupola. For the machine gun commander mini turret thing. Yeah, alright. I mean, this thing pumps out a lot of DPM as well. A lot. I mean, it's barely lower than the Badger. Barely. And the Badger's decent. Why nobody talks about this thing now? It's too slow? Probably too slow compared to the 268 version number 4. HESH Monster, I got it for the legacy thing, but I suck playing it as well. They did buff the ammo count, and I'm now using normal high explosive, not high explosive squash head. Oh, okay. And the good old Bert got fat. Sucks. Hate it. It was a trio of tier 6, along with the KV-1S and the Hellcat, long time ago. Hotchkiss 35. This was the one of the seal clubbers of tier 2, one of the which, if you know how to play this thing well. I don't usually play low tiers, but when I do, I seal club. ELC AMX, you should have one. Everybody should have one. Trade my crew for the AMX 1390. Now it feels, I don't know how I feel about this vehicle now. I mean, a lot of players like the gun more, but originally you don't play with the gun, you play with the scouting. It's give or take, but I don't mind. Super Sherman, I think it's good. I mean, it's large ass alpha, but compared to the Chimera, the shell velocity is a lot faster than the Chimera, but the Chimera got nerfed super hard. The first iteration of the Chimera might be pretty good, but they nerfed it. So that was the original power creep to this vehicle, but I don't know. I mean, do carry a lot of shells. You play this thing like a tank destroyer, mostly. Batchat is the Batchat, you should have one. It's like one of the most iconic vehicle in World of Tanks. ARL 44, piece of crap. I'm just trying to grind it. I don't really feel like it, so only 2 battles played. It's a piece of turd. I will never get the AMX 50B or the AMX M4 model 1954. It just takes way too goddamn long. Jesus. FCM 36, Pack 40, OP, super view range of tier 3. Doesn't see tier 5s now after the buff to the matchmaking. So it will no longer see tier 5s. And this thing has like max view range because it cannot put a gun rammer onto this vehicle. You cannot put a gun rammer. So the only way to play with this vehicle is have all the camo, have all the view range. Artillery, yep. I like the AMX artillery, so kept one. Skoda T25, the Czechoslovakian version at tier 6. The only good low tier Czechoslovakian medium because of the autoloader. That's the only reason I kept it. This autoloader is actually pretty good. It spams out a lot of shots. It's actually pretty decent. Piece of turd. Oh, we're not talking about this thing. I just like, after I finished the video, I stopped playing it. After I finished the Rage Against the Meta video, I stopped playing it. This thing, the Tech A, it was a gift. Dust collects dust. This thing was a reward from Tank Rewards. So I do miss Tank Rewards, but I play like one battle in it. Got like, I played 5 battles in it, but the first battle I got the mastery badge, and I played a few. It was meh. It was alright. It was not that great. STA1, I do not know why I kept it, but I somehow like this vehicle. Somehow, I mean, I should have kept the Type 61, but I did not. I bought the STB and I did not keep the Type 61 for some reason. Mostly because I think I need the credits. Haven't been doing so well in this thing, but it has a lot more DPM. The only down factor is the soft stats for the dispersion suck ass. It really does suck for the dispersion. You can't aim this gun. The bloom is huge. OI is OI. It's the Shrek of tier 6. So, yeah. Free Tiger, Japanese Tiger. If you have Tank Rewards or Marathon, one of the which. Got it for free. Type 4 is Type 4. I sold the OHO. The Oni and the OHO kind of seems terrible to me compared to the other vehicles of the same tier. It's not as OP, so I did not keep them. Kept the Type 4 because it's the Type 4 and the Type 5. Nice meme. Almost done, folks. Almost done. Type 64. I bought it 30% off, but usually I buy stuff on a discount to save money. But I do like this thing. It's a Hellcat. It's basically a Hellcat turret, stock Hellcat turret on a Duster. M42 Duster. I forgot the actual number, but it's an anti-aircraft with the Hellcat's turret. It's basically a Type 64. WZ-131. Originally, it was pretty good. It had a 100mm at tier 7 for a light tank. It was pretty good. They nerfed it. Son of a bitch. This was a Marathon along with the KV-122. Not the KV-122. The KV-220. I will never get the KV-122. Hear me? That thing is a piece of shit. It's a detriment to the game. WZ-132. Not as good playing with this vehicle. Then again, I did not play it as much. T-34-3. Bought it when it was on discount. But I do like it. They buffed it after the HC remodel and buffed to the same armor as the Type 59. So basically the only difference is the gun. And the gun is not as bad. They buffed the aim time. DPM still garbage, accuracy still garbage, and it's waiting on the preferential matchmaking fix. So we'll see. WZ-120. I like mine. Has a lot of alpha. Gun depression sucks though. Like 3 degrees of gun depression. Yep. I mean, if you buff this thing to 5 degrees of gun depression, it might be a lot better, but hey, what can you do? 121? Yeah, it's a 121. Made it all the way to the top tier. Still like it. 110? Yeah, it's a IS-3 with a better accuracy gun and more view range, which is pretty good. And the hull armor is good for the upper plate. Lower plate sucks. And you do have the cupola weak spots more frequently than the IS-3, than the access port for the gun. But hey, WZ-111 Marathon, I think. Was it a Marathon? I think it was a Marathon. It was a Marathon, but hey, it's like a 112. But okay. Working my way up the WZ-111s. Got the 1.4. I do like it. It's pretty good with a 130. So this 130 is surprisingly punchy, but The only downside is the armor sucks. So you play this thing like a T10, mostly. The Poodle, it's a Panther. It's a Poodle, sure. The L60 gift, STRV-74. Gun depression, amazing sniping gun. So you play this thing as a tank destroyer, not a medium. But hey, this was a reward from Tank Rewards. And STRV M4257 was not bad in my initial impressions. It's an autoloader, but DPM sucks. Oh well. I mean, it's an autoloader with like what? How many shells? 4? 4 shells. Yeah, punch out a lot of alpha or burst. But then again, not that much DPM. Emil 1 female crew from the Swedish female crew event, but the original version of the Emil 1 was OP. They nerfed it. The original version of the Emil 2 was garbage. They buffed it. So I still have both. I already have the Kramwagen, don't have a discount, so I'll probably buy the Kramwagen comes July 4th. The Scion car. Scion car is Scion car. Yeah, but I don't really play this vehicle that much. Only have it because of the stupid looking version of the hull. There were like 6 versions of the IKV-65. This is the second version, but it looks like a Scion car. For Christ's sake, it looks disgusting. So I'll probably get the Excelsior, not the Excelsior, the Excalibur, the Ford Transit when it comes. But yeah, I mean, it's garbage looking piece of crap. STRV S1, bought it off of the premium shop. Not the premium shop, the Tech Tree premium, you know what I mean. But yeah, this thing has been amazing in front lines. Made a lot of credits, so I obviously flipped back and forth between this vehicle and the Scorpion G and the T-54 model 1945, first prototype, and have my female crews in the 9th tier STRV. The UDS 03 is actually terrible because sometimes you don't bounce shots. I mean, all the times you don't bounce shots. With the STRV 0 version, the S-Tank S0 series, you actually could bounce because it's 40mm of frontal hull armor. This is good against 120 or less caliber guns. Alright. And the Fiat, we just recently got the Italians. Never even played this thing, so I don't even have the equipment and stuff loaded. And the Projecto. Yeah, Projecto is actually pretty decent. Only played like 9 games of normal random battle matchmaking, but played it on front lines. It's actually pretty good on front lines. Like really good on front lines. Haven't played a lot of the random battle mode. And today was break script, break something, data corruption, and you don't play the game day. So there you go, folks. 1 hour of looking at vehicles I have. It's mostly boring and me talking. So remember, turn on your battle recording. That's very important. So turn on your battle recording right here. Turn or adjust all your stuff correctly, like your graphics, your sound, your controls and reticle and stuff. And look into XVM and other stuff. And make sure you buy stuff in bulks. Like store up your consumables, your equipment, having a spare, that's very important. And yeah, just enjoy the game. Now, my personal opinion, after playing 5 years of World of Tanks, the way to enjoy this game, the perfect way to enjoy this game is don't spend money on it. That way you're not investing too hard. Well, you're investing your time, but then again, you could play something else, right? But the biggest way of preventing you to not get pissed off at wargaming is not to buy anything. The only thing I bought was the garage slots when I started out because there's a sale limit to the vehicles. So you cannot sell all your vehicles and buy new ones because back then you need more credits to buy stuff, right? But there's a sale limit to prevent hackers into your account and selling everything or just random whatever dudes. And next, the only thing I bought after garage slot is 20 bucks on this vehicle because I did not finish the marathon. That's on me. But most of the time or all the time for high tier premiums, for the tank reward stuff, I did not spend a single penny. So the good way of playing this game is not to spend money. That way you're not that much invested into this game. If wargaming goes down the tube, well, technically it's kind of drifting there with the stupid OP ass vehicle of recent developments and other stuff, but we'll see. So you're not that much invested into the stuff, and you won't get pissed off if you don't get all your returns back. So I do recommend you not spending money unless you're really sure about this game. I haven't been spending money. I've been enjoying this game. With the ups and downs, I don't really mind because I don't really spend that much money. But I did make a pretty sizable YouTube account, I guess. And I do enjoy playing this game. Sometimes you get idiots and tomatoes and lemming trains and whatever. It happens. I mean, other games are the same. You get stupid players in Call of Duty, you get stupid players in, I don't know, League of Legends. You get pissed off. It happens. Every game with the multiplayer base happens a lot like that. It's multiplayer based. You do get pissed off at other people because sometimes they're dumb. Sometimes they don't listen to your advice. It happens. Or you can play with yourself. Go masturbate. Play single player games and just play with yourself. You can do that too, but if you want to play multiplayer games, you have to face the fact that you will see idiots. You will see tomatoes. And sometimes you have to just deal with it. Or you don't play at all. You don't play at all, right? So I do recommend you not spending money unless you're really sure about this game. Otherwise, just enjoy it. It's a free game. Think about it this way. 10 years ago or 15 years ago, there were no such thing as free-to-play online games. You get crappy games unless you pirate stuff. I mean, if you pirate stuff, you don't really play multiplayer, so you play with single player. That's it. This is a free game. Consider the fact that you can play this game for free. Like, if you have this game like 15 years ago with the graphics and other stuff, holy shit, that blows the mind. It's a free game you can play with other players for free. I mean, geez, that's a very big step up. But then again, I live in the past. I live in the age of CDs and cassettes and VHS, so that's just me. But there you go, folks. 5-year celebratory garage of viewing of crap I have. What's my favorite vehicle? Holy shit, that's a big question. What is my favorite vehicle? Well, I don't know. I mean, I do keep all the vehicles that interest me or collects dust mostly, but what's my favorite? I would say the KV2 or some sort of Tiger or some sort. All Shermans, all KV2s, all Tiger tanks, I love. They are historical accurate. The KV2 is a freaking meme. I do like mine. But if it boils down to like top 3 vehicles I love, I would go with the Patton, the Sherman, or like top 3 from one nation, I guess. Patton, Sherman, and all the Pattons, all the Shermans, and the T-29 for the Germans, the Tigers, and the Yak Tigers, and the artilleries. For the Russians, the T-54s, the KV-1s and KV-2s, the KV series, I love those, and the T-54s series, yep, and the IS-7s, if you count those, it's the same IS line. And for the British, the Centurions, the Tortoise and the Conqueror, I love those. Basically, I do like all the tanks. What a stupid question. Well, there it is. My favorite tank is the Sherman, Easy 8. Yep, I love my Sherman Easy 8. I mean, and the Hellcat. Don't forget the Hellcat. But 2 of the favorite vehicles I have, that's American bias, right? That's American bias. I mean, and the KV2. But then again, would I play the KV2 or would I play the Sherman? I will play the Sherman. So, American bias, my favorite 2 tanks are the Sherman Easy 8 and the Sherman Jumbo, if you're, fuck, so many decisions, and the Hellcat. But there you go, folks. 5th year celebratory video. Thingamajig. I don't know. It's just a garage tour. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the base app crash to the garage currently on the North American server. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.